Loading up, loading up. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, this Verizon Wi-Fi low key basuda. There we go. There we go. All right, bet. So, I'm glad y'all was able to tap in, man. How y'all feeling about everything so far? Like, I kind of just want to hear from y'all, like where y'all at or where your headspace is at. You know, things you might have questions on. I remember last time you were telling me about how you let me pull this up.
I guess the only question that I guess when me and Abel linked up, we just had like the market shift. That was the only thing. But
Okay.
if you don't feel like it's time to like learn certain things, because I'm trying to do it where like even in those like ICT videos, he'll say like if you're new, it's good because you don't have anything prior like knowledge that's like messing up your development. So I'm trying to not force anything. Like I'm just trying to learn because I feel like things will open up by like me just letting you like teach how you want it to be done. Because like it might be how people like will ask how do you know the chart is going here, like new, like someone who's new that you might hear a lot, like they might ask you like how do you know it's gonna go up and down. I'm not trying to like do all of that. I just want to learn like how you like the liquidity. Now it makes sense. Like I would be able, or like the how we were just doing the reversals, like the other class or whatever. Like it makes more sense now. Like I wouldn't really have any questions on that. And I like how I'm not like trying to force certain things in my head. I'm just kind of taking it as it is. But like based off the class that we had, I don't think I really have any major questions that like I feel like I'm delayed off of or I'm not asking you because I feel like you covered everything pretty well. Unless Abel has something that
No, I mean
like
that's pretty.
sparks my brain or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the same thing I was going to say for real, for real. But I would like to get feedback on the homework just so I can have
Yeah.
that confidence in what I'm doing.
Okay, bet that. What's good, Markel? He said, "Is it possible to watch the whole series?" Oh yeah, if you go on my YouTube channel, click where it says live, or like live podcast, and then you're gonna see all of the previous ones have been pre-recorded and they're up there. So if you want to go back and tap in with those, you can. I will say on the first video, I kind of goofed. I forgot to turn on my mic, but you can kind of see what's going on. I just went over just like basic ways to read the chart. If you have a better understanding of trading already, you can actually skip that. So I would actually go straight to video 2 if you already know how to recharge and stuff like that. My mic is on from there going forward, and then you can kind of pick up from there. But bet, yeah. So let's pull up some of the homework that I had you guys do. I appreciate you guys actually doing it because this is gonna help you guys as learning. You know what I'm saying? Being able to be consistent in reading what's on the chart and recognizing it, you're gonna be able to recognize this stuff with more confidence going forward, and it's gonna really give you guys leaps in your trading. So let's look at what we got. So I had you guys find me 2 examples of both a liquidity sweep / reversal on the chart, both bearish and bullish. We're gonna look at Benny's first. Okay. Good liquidity sweep. Okay, good liquidity getting taken out right here. Then reversal. Yes, sir. Dubs in the chat, man. Clap it up for my boy. Hey.
WWW.
Yeah, I was about to say, put on. For some reason, my soundboard don't pick up through the Discord, so y'all gonna have to do the sound effects for me. You know what I'm saying? Hit the little clap button, little celebrate for my boy. Yes, sir, Ski. Turn up for my dog, man. Put a little fire emoji.
Yep.
Let's see this. We got another one. Different day. This on the Euro USD. Okay. So I'm glad you guys are picking. Different pairs. Like I said last time, because if you're able to find this stuff on your own, you guys are just gonna keep going crazier and crazier and crazier. So okay, cool. By equal highs, taking out right here, price reverse. Cool. Dub, good dub. Good dub. Alright, let's look at the bullish. Alright, bet. Equal lows, swept, price reverse went bullish. Yes, sir. Good dubski. That's what I like to see, man. That's what I like to see.
I think I flopped on the other one. I think I did 3. I did on different days, so I didn't really remember.
No, I got you.
But it's the same concept.
Yeah, I'm seeing that you're able to see it. So that's the major thing. I just want to make sure your eyes are able to recognize it, pick up on it, man. I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, clap it up for my boy, man. I need to get more Discord sounds for y'all boys, bro.
We can work on that. We should work on that today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I help y'all. Y'all help me. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Let's see
Yeah,
what we
work
got
on
here.
that.
All right, bet equal highs taken out reverse. Yes, sir. Dub for my boy Abel. Previous high gets swept out. Price reverse. Yes, sir. 2 for 2. Okay, previous low gets swept. Mad face took out their money on, then ran off with their check. Tight shit.
Okay.
Tight shit. Okay. A little recent low. Oh yeah, need that. That's why I'm telling it. Yeah. Go crazy in the club. Okay, man, you going stupid. That's what I like to see, man. My boy's going crazy. I'm glad y'all learning it. So, I can actually delete. Actually, I'll leave this up. So, I actually think this is a perfect time for me to show you guys how. Well, you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So, this is actually a perfect time for me to start introducing y'all to that market shift, because that's going to be the next step in your development. Reason being is because not every time when price goes past a recent high or recent low, that means it's going to reverse back into the opposite direction. But I'm going to show you guys how to have confidence that you guys are now in a what we call it's called a high probability of market shift, right? So I'm trying to pull this up in a way where I can still see the chat, because if people ask me questions, I want to be able to see it, but it's not pulling up. Maybe I can do it like this, make it a little bit wider, maybe. Okay, this should be good. Yeah, I see why Kai be having a whole like production crew and stuff, man, because this be a lot to just do on the fly by yourself. Alright, sorry, I'll figure it out later. Cool. Or you know what? I can pull up the YouTube one. This will be easier. I'll pull it like this. I'll go half and half. Pull up the Discord.
It's crazy. We're going over this shit too, because I just put up the trading view chart, and there's it's like a example right now, and this shit had a crazy reversal.
You see it on your chart? Or
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
I just put up trading view on my own computer, and I'm just like, well, I have two monitors, so I'm watching you on one screen, and I have my computer. But I'm saying I'm looking at a swing and stuff, like a whole reversal.
No, I got you. I was gonna say, pull up your chart and we can look at it if you want. Just to kind of
Yeah, I could,
test your knowledge real quick.
Yeah. I'm gonna. All right, let me screen record.
All right, and then I'll be able to look at it.
Share screen. You can see my chart on my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
I was just saying this point right here. Let me see. Well, really just this. And then right here. I don't know if this.
So what I would do is
It looks more clear right here.
So then one way you can kind of go around that, I would show the entire low of that run up, right? So the furthest low would be where that green candle is. You see where it says 4 p.m. on your chart? Now look directly above it. That green candle's low. That would be the swing low, because that's when price really started pressing up. See what I'm saying? So
Wait, where do you see 4 p.m. at?
On the bottom.
Like right here.
Yep,
Yeah.
and then move your mouse directly straight up. Yeah, that low. So it would be right there.
Okay.
So
you're saying that?
That would be a more visible or more clear liquidity sweep.
Okay.
So
okay.
the liquidity that you marked up first, that's what we call internal liquidity. All that means is that low in between the highest high and the lowest low, it got taken out. So if you were to draw a range in between that high and that low, that is internal between those external boundaries that you drew. Make sense? I'm explaining more in depth, but I'm just kind of giving you guys I'm just giving you guys more of like a, what do you call it? In a quick overview, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm about to go over that right now anyways, so don't worry about it too much. I'm about to point it out. You're on the 5 minute? All right, cool. Let me make sure I can show you that. All right, bet. Stop sharing your screen real quick. I'm going to start sharing mine. Pull up mine real quick. Entire screen. This. All right, and then let me know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
Bet. So I can close this. Cool. All right, so we're going over a couple things today. I'm gonna go over internal. Let me draw this out. Here we go. We're going over internal versus external liquidity. Let me do it like this. Then we're also going to go over high resistance versus low resistance liquidity. And then lastly, we're going to go over market shifts. So by the end of today, these are the 3 things that I want you guys to be able to understand. So I'll just leave this up here with that. So the first thing, internal versus external liquidity, right? Benny, you actually put up a great example of that. So I'm going to pull it up here. Let's pull this up like this. So whenever you have anything that you're looking at, right, or any type of boundary, you're going to have what they call internal and external. So if we're going directly off of what it sounds like, do it like this, and we'll take that out. So it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, so here I have this entire leg up, or this price range highlighted right now, okay? So the bottom of my price range is going to start right here, where you see this price point, 20,727, and the high of this price range, 21,083, okay? So the outskirts or the boundaries of this entire price range is what we're calling external, okay? So think about it like a football field, right? So a player is running with the ball, right? If he steps outside or goes past the boundary, he's now external in reference to being on the grid lines, okay? But if he's staying within the boundaries, then he's internal, or he's still within the boundaries of the grid line. It's the exact same thing when it comes to internal and external liquidity, right? So anytime we reference external liquidity, that means the outward boundaries is what got targeted, right? So for example, when price shot all the way up through here, it took out external because it went outside of the price range that I selected. So I can actually draw that out. This right here. So we can label that external buy side liquidity, right? Because it's outside of the price range. This one right here, where is it? Here we go. External sell side liquidity, because again, it's on the matter of fact, let me make these different colors. It might be easier for y'all to see it. So for sell, I'll do red and then style. Make it a little thick. You know what I'm saying? Get Shawty 2 C's on them. There we go. And then this right here, we'll make it green. Okay. So between this range right here, and I delete my fib so that you guys can see it a little bit easier. This right here, let's do it like this. So this right here is external because it's on the outside, okay? So in reference, if we're gonna go the opposite, internal, if you guys had a guess, what would it be, inside or outside?
Inside.
Exactly. So you see how there's, on this run up, we have a lot of peaks and troughs. We had a lot of highs and lows, highs and lows, highs and lows in between this entire price range, right? All these relative highs and lows in between this price point and this price point is what we call internal range liquidity, okay? So again, Benny, you pointed them out earlier. So all these little lows right here, this right here, internal liquidity, right? Internal because it's inside the price range. So internal sell side. I'm gonna just put SSL for sell side liquidity. That's just what that's gonna stand for, right? This one right here, because it's in this price range, it would be considered. Oops. This right here, it will be considered. I'll draw this out a little further.
That's internal buy side.
Yes, sir, ski. See, y'all picking up on it. You see how like this stuff isn't buy side liquidity. There we go. This stuff isn't rocket science, but it's literally exactly what it sounds like, right? So now that you guys understand liquidity, the points in between the low and the high of that given range, the outer boundaries is going to be external, and then the inner boundaries are going to be internal. Okay, think about it like your body. If you have external bleeding, you're bleeding from the outside. If you have internal bleeding, you're probably bleeding within like organs and inside your body. Like we can't see it. So think about it like the same thing. This whole price range is the body. We knock out the outside, I just took out your head. I just took out your feet. But if I'm going inside, I'm doing body shots. I'm hitting them lungs. You know what I'm saying? I'm hitting the sides, hitting your chest. You feel me? It's the same thing. So now let's look at a sell side example. I want to find a clean one. Sell side. I want something that has a lot of peaks and troughs that get swiped out. Okay, we'll do this right here. Sell side, right? So this whole sell right here. Identify the high. It identified the low. Now I just identified my price range, right? Match it. There we go. Take this to the top. Boom. All right. So I have my high and I have my low. So this is my whole sell side range, okay? So if I'm gonna find internal liquidity, I have to find highs that are within the boundaries of this external range, right? So let's take it off. So let's delete this now that we have identified the range. So this right here, this would be internal or external?
External.
Why would it be external?
It's on the outside of the candles, like the range. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, let's practice using the right terminology because it's gonna help you guys with your development. So Benny, is this external or internal?
External.
Why would it be external?
It's outside of the range.
Okay. Okay. So now that we have this range, this high right here.
That would be internal.
Okay. Internal what? Buy side or sell side?
Internal. Oh, that's the high, right? So that's buy side. Internal buy side.
Yes, sir. Any high is going to be buy side liquidity. Any low is going to be sell side liquidity, okay?
That goes both ways, right? Obviously.
Yeah. It's the exact same thing.
Okay.
Like I said, don't overthink it, bro. It's the exact same thing. So then this right here, in reference to this range, what is this, Abel? Internal or external?
That is internal sell side.
Yes, sir, ski. Okay, it's literally that simple, right? So you identify your price range, and then you look for internal and external, right? This is going to help you identify areas of liquidity that price is going to attack. Now, the reason why this is important, this flows into my second point. You saw how I was talking about, let's put this up. So how I was talking about high resistance and low resistance liquidity run, right? So price is always going to, well, let me not say always. Price is most of the time going to prioritize low resistant liquidity runs. A low resistant liquidity run just means it takes less work to take out that form of liquidity. High resistance liquidity runs means it takes more effort, or it would be more difficult for price to liquidate this high or this low. Now, the way that you are able to identify that is by literally doing what we just practiced. By finding the high and the low of your price range, I understand most of the time external liquidity is going to be a high resistance form of liquidity. Reason being is because of the distance. So let's go back to where we were. I like that sell example. That looked a little bit more cleaner. Because I'm going to show you guys something. All right, so if I have this range, right, this price run range, let's say price right now is consolidating, right? We understand that when price consolidates, actually, let's do it like this too, because it's going to make a little bit more sense. I'm going to show you how to bring everything together too. So what is this right here? Is this, what type of liquidity is this point? Abel.
Internal sell.
So you don't have to tell me internal or external right now. Just tell me, is it sell or buy?
It's the sell side liquidity.
All right, so let's drag this out. I'm gonna show y'all how to tie all this stuff in together too. So when you have liquidity get taken out, what should we expect? A what, Benny?
Reversal.
Yes, sir. So now that we have that in mind, we got to be able to find our target, right? So let's go back to it. So this black line right here, it's just referencing that point that I just asked Abel about, okay? So I'm gonna take this off just less lipstick on here. Make it easier for y'all to read it. Okay, and I'm gonna take this off. So we're just gonna assume price is consolidating. We understood that price took out sell side liquidity back from the 15-minute when I marked it up. So understanding that when price is consolidating and it just took out a low, we need to be expecting it with a higher probability to push what direction, higher or lower, based on this specific example. Okay. So now that we understand that, we have to ask ourselves, where is price looking to target? So if we ask ourselves that, we understand price targets what? Price targets two things. I had you guys write it down last week or last lesson. It should be in your notes if you guys wrote it down.
It says price takes equal highs / lows, liquid pool, liquidity pools.
Okay, yeah. So that's one of them. And what's the
That's
other thing?
like, are you saying time? Were you saying time?
So there's two things that price targets every single time, right? It's gonna be liquidity, and then it's gonna be imbalance, right? So that's imbalance is gonna be like your fair value gaps, your liquidity voids, stuff like this. Like notice how price, it went right back up and filled in this gap, right? I gave you guys the example of doing paint on the wall. If you're painting somebody's house and you're going up and down really fast, there's going to be gaps in that paint stroke because of how fast because of how fast the paint moved up in that wall. In order to do an adequate job, you're going to want to move your paintbrush back down to fill in that gap and make the paint job look neater. It's the exact same thing with price. So I'm going to write this down right here just in case you guys haven't, because I need you guys to write this. Oops. Okay. So I'm gonna put FVGs. So fair value gaps. That's what FVG stands for. Liquidity voids. I'm just gonna put voids so it doesn't get confusing. Voids, stuff like that, and then liquidity. Sorry. Recent highs / lows, and then equal highs / lows. All right, so I would star this, highlight it, do anything. So if you're ever confused on how to find a target, now you understand what two things you need to be eyeing at so that you know where price is most likely going to go. If you're able to spot either these forms of liquidity or these forms of imbalances, then you'll know what PD arrays to target as TPs, okay? So again, let's just recap the scenario. Price took out the sell side liquidity, right? And then it started to consolidate. We understand when price consolidates, what's going to happen afterwards. So use the terminology that I've been teaching you guys. Starts with an E.
Expansion.
Yeah, after yeah.
Exactly. So now we're piecing everything together, right? Took out the low, we're consolidating. I'm expecting an expansion. So gun to my head, if I had to pick a direction, I'm going to pick bullish because we just took out a low and we're consolidating, which means price is most likely going to start building orders to go the opposite direction, okay? or reverse and go the opposite and expand in the other direction. Okay. So now, okay, so where should I target? I need to be able to identify where a price is going to move towards, right? Look directly to the left. We got highs here, we got highs here, we got highs here, and then we have our external right here, okay? So I'm gonna put this in position, or I'm gonna explain this in a way that I hope makes sense to you guys, right? So let's say I have to run through spaghetti strands, right? Each liquidity point or each high right here is going to represent the number of the number of spaghetti strands that I have to run through. If this is the first level, there's only one. If I'm at the second level, there's going to be two, right? Each spaghetti strand that you would theoretically have to run through is going to take more force with the more spaghetti strands that are in your way, okay? And what I mean by that, let's say price is going to run up through here. It's going to be very easy for price to take out this high because of how close it is in proximity to current price. Now, if price is going to take out this highest high right here, it's going to take a more aggressive move, more force, more effort. It's going to have a more difficult time running up all the way through here because of how far this external range is, how far this external range is in reference to where price currently is, right? So if I were to set TPs, I'm going to have a higher probability going for what ICT calls low hanging fruit, or the areas that is easier for you to make money off of. Yes, price can come all the way back here, as we see it did in this example right here. But most of the time, this is something that you would expect whenever there is a high impact news driver. And what I mean by that is when you start looking at news, so for example, there's this website called Forex Factory, and what they do is they give you guys updates on when to understand high impact news happens, right? So let me see if I can find something. I want something that has all three. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. Oh, this is perfect too. So anytime you see USD, just tells you the currency that will be affected. So NAS 100, any future, SPX, anything like that, it's going to be a USD pair, okay? Any red folder, that means high impact news driver. Anything orange, that's medium. Anything yellow, that's light. You know what I'm saying? So we really don't pay attention to the yellows like that. We really just want to notify the orange and the red. If it's orange or red, I need to expect high levels of price movement, a high volume of price movement, okay? This is when your heavy aggressive expansions come in. This is when your heavy aggressive liquidity sweeps also happen, okay? So now let's bring it back to where we were. For price to be running all the way up through here, we understand, excuse me. Ooh, get some of that water. Again, we understand that if price is going to target external range liquidity, it's going to take a lot of force to do that. So a smart person, they're going to use internal range liquidity as their TPs, okay? So for example, let's say you were to pop a buy here theoretically, okay? Your take profit needs to be the most recent high. Now you're probably asking, Elias, why didn't you pick this high? This is the first one coming out of that liquidity. And this is to answer your question that you guys asked us about earlier, which is the market shift, okay? So anytime you want to validate, okay, make sure you guys have your pens and papers and listen to me real carefully. Anytime you guys want to validate a price reversal, price has to not only take out previous sell side, like it did right here, but then it has to violate internal range liquidity. That very first initial short-term high, in this case, would have to be liquidated, okay? So let me bring this out right here. This high, this is what we call a market shift. So this right here is our confirmation on the direction price is most likely going to go. Now listen to my wording. I'm saying a most likely, and that's because nothing in life is guaranteed, okay? The stuff that I'm showing you guys right now is giving you guys the highest probability of understanding prices movement, okay? So when you see these characteristics, I understand with a high probability the direction price is most likely going to push now, okay? So I'm going to show you why. let's say price came down here, okay, and price started pushing up, and you're like, oh, price liquidated this previous low right here. Now I'm expecting it to reverse, but look what happened. If you would have even popped right here, you would have been negative, right, before it went positive. So to eliminate situations like this, you want to be patient and have discipline to wait for that market shift. So when price came back down, it consolidated. I'm understanding, okay, bet price is going to look to most likely reverse, but now I need confirmation. So this short-term high before the liquidity got taken out, this is what I need to wait for me to have confirmation that price is going to keep pushing in that direction. And I want you guys to see the way price reacted once it crossed and once it violated this short-term high. You notice how price, when it came up here, she just started running off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's stuff like this that you guys need to be able to get good at seeing. And then once you guys saw this market shift right here, your first target in mind needs to be this right here. And then once you guys get good and you guys start being consistent with catching these moves, now you can start targeting other forms of liquidity, right? So TP2 could have been right here, this internal range. This right here could have been TP2. So let's just make it solid. Oops. This right here could have been TP2. This right here could have been TP3. And then obviously this right here could have been your last TP. You see what I'm saying? So I'm showing you guys how I'm literally, like, I literally just gave you guys a trade model right there. Like, you can be profitable just off of what I just showed you. So I'm giving you guys confirmations on how to make sure that your move is most likely going in your direction. Now, again, once you start having experience, there's going to be times when you know, like, okay, I can just pop down here and minimize my risk. But there's ways of doing that. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but today isn't the day for that. Right now, I want you guys to focus on these three concepts, right? So internal versus external, liquidity, not liquidity, market shifts, and then, what was the third one?
Imbalances, is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Internal versus external. High resistance. Oh, that's what I missed. High resistance and low resistance, okay? So let's go back to where we were. I need to just mark that time frame so I don't got to keep scrolling. This is May 19th at, we'll just say 5 a.m. Okay. So, just to break this down again, okay? Liquidity taken out right here. So we're expecting a what? Anybody can answer.
A reversal.
Okay. And we use market shifts to identify what?
That's a confirmation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had it right. You're right. That's a confirmation. So now that we have our confirmation, what are the two things that we need to target as TPs?
We target our recent highs. So,
okay. And what's the other
our
one?
internal.
So there's two things right here that price targets. What is it?
Imbalance and liquidity.
Exactly. So, for example, if I were to target an imbalance, I would say something like this FPG right here, right? So let's go back to it. And I'm gonna start showing y'all some sauce too. So one thing to also keep in mind are like these voids right here, and I'm gonna tell you why these are gonna be of significance going forward or in the future. Maybe just not right now, but so your TP could also be right here. And you see how I want you guys to notice something, right? Look at where price began to stall. Okay, so price ran all the way up. It blew past this high, and blew past these other highs, and then it started consolidating slightly right here in the same range of where this fair value gap is. That's not by chance, right? Because price could have very well hit this and then came right back down. Okay? Because you remember how we talked about, I'm going blank. Premium and discount, okay? So if I were to draw If I were to draw my fib from the top down to the bottom, I want you to see something. Is this fair value gap? Is this in a premium or discount?
In a premium.
And explain to me why it's in a premium.
It's above the 50% level line, so it's a good place to sell.
Yes, sir, bro. How do I get the things in here? Cause I want to clap for y'all when y'all say smart shit. Where the how you bring up the soundboard on here? Oh, I got it. I got it. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Pause. Yeah, pause. My fault, gang.
What you got that sound safe for?
Yo, chill. It's on here, bro. It's on here. Oh, I'm on Marlon's page. That's why. Okay, I got his sound. Yeah.
Left hand is ripping your thighs.
Yo, chill, gang. You chill. I'm trying to clap for the bros. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Hold up.
That's a good one.
He said, "What you trying to get into?" Okay. Motion.
I got motion. Not a down, she'll call
Yes, sirski. Oh, I'm about to play that when we hit TP. Oh, I'm about to spam that. I like that. All right, cool. So yeah, exactly. So it is in a premium. So that's how we know if price is gonna reverse. This would not be a bad place for it to do it. Now again, this is why you target your low hanging fruit, okay? Because nothing is guaranteed. Price could have very well went down because there's actually I don't have to show it to you. Well, yeah, I don't have to show it to you guys, but there is a liquidity void sitting below this price point. So price could have very well hit this and went right back down. This is why you want to be smart with your trades, okay? So let's recap it real quick. Most of the time, when you're going to set TPs, you're going to want to interact in the opposite premium or discount, okay? For example, if I'm in a discount and I'm buying where I need to be. So most likely, I need to target something that is in a premium, okay? That's a good way to maximize your profits. Now, again, you still want to take something off once you cross number one, because price can always fail and then come right back down, and now you're negative or hit your SL. So this is why you never want to leave money on the table, okay? I'm going to say it again. You never want to leave money on the table. I've blown multiple accounts trying to be greedy, thinking I was a high shot, thinking like, nah, I know for a fact price going to go here. And then them 1 or 2 times when price don't do it, your account's cooked. GG's. You know what I'm saying? Throw some salt on that bitch because, yeah, you're cooked, buddy. I don't want that to be y'all. So I want you guys to really understand, when you see green or when you see plus, positive, bro, reward yourself. Take some of that money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to start teaching y'all going forward, or I'm going to start teaching y'all in the future how to start maximizing your profits, or how to know when to hold and know when not to. But right now, I'm just going to teach like the basics. Man, I can't talk today. Let me slow down. I'm going to teach you guys the basics, because if you guys understand and have a strong foundation, then going forward, you guys will be able to have a strong knowledge basis and trade with confidence. That's really what I want for you guys. I want you guys to look at this chart and not feel intimidated, because the day you guys are able to do that, it's gonna put so much just so much confidence in your chest, and when you hit that button, you're not gonna feel scared, and that's such a great feeling. So I'm gonna recap this one more time just so we're on the same page, right? Now just keep up with me. So price hit this low, so we understood there's most likely going to be a reversal. So when price started consolidating, I understood that I need to be looking for an expansion. And because we just came from a recent low, or just because we came from taking out a recent low, I understand price is most likely going to go bullish. But now I do not want to jump the gun. So now I'm going to wait for a market shift to occur for confirmation that my trade idea is correct. After I've had that trade confirmation, now this is when you enter, and I'm gonna go over entries here. I'm gonna go over entries next time, but I just want you guys to hear my thought process behind everything. Once you get your entry, now you need to find your target, right? It makes no sense to shoot a gun and you're not aiming at nothing. We're not hip firing. We gotta have the scope in that bit. You know what I'm saying? So now after we understand that, so what's our target? Low hanging fruit, recent highs, and then if we really get good, we're gonna start targeting these PD arrays. PD arrays just stand for price delivery. So price delivery arrays in these premiums, because we came out of a discount, right? So that means if I'm gonna sell my price, act like this whole under 50, this right here is retail. All of this is resale. So if I'm gonna make some profit, I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna have them niggas drop the bag for the resale price. You feel me? So you could have targeted this imbalance right here. And again, notice how price started stuttering a little bit when it got in this low range, right? It's not by accident. Not by accident. Now, also, this is the last point just for bonus. Notice the time, right? 9:15. Look, boom, 9:30. Yeah,
I
see the clock starting to go off. I'm hearing it. That's all I like to hear.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
I know about that 9:30.
Yeah, hey, they get real dirty at 9:30. You know what I'm saying?
We piecing this shit up. Okay.
Yeah,
Now the time
yeah.
is.
So that's why I
Now
also
the
want
time
y'all to
is
see
different.
that. But here's also another thing, right? This is May 19th at 4:40. So let's go down to the 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna show y'all some more sauce real quick. So May 19th.
9:30. That's when E pull out the grits. That's the
Hey,
time he get the grits.
Yeah.
He got the grits at 9:30. He ready.
you already know it, man. Gotta get a little
Ready
nasty.
right now.
Ready, right? Nah.
Ready right now.
Hold up, let me show y'all this real quick, man. Let's go back to 9:30. All right, are we there? All right, cool. So I want y'all to see something, right? So 9:30, where is it? Boom. Price started to spooling, right? Took it out. Had the market shift right here, labeled from back here. Let me see if I can pull it in a little bit. Let's go like this. All right, so boom, market shift, right? Now price is going up. TP with a smack right here. But once you get good, you start holding it a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Look how price consolidated in this area. So again, when we see price consolidate, what do we need to expect?
Expansion.
Exactly, right? So now that we already came out from the lows, for price to go up, I want you to peep the time. So you remember how I'm always saying how time is the number one aspect to consider? And I told you guys about that macro time between 9:50 and 10:10. So price started consolidating, and look at what time it started going up. It's in that same window. So let's see if I can mark it up. I'm gonna just do a horizontal line between that. So 9:50 right here, 10:10 would be right here. Or actually, let me do a vertical bar. I think that'll be easier, so y'all can see the boundaries of it. Let's do vertical. So 9:50, and then 10:10. Boom. So I want you to see how within this price range, this is when price broke out of that consolidation and continued going up. Okay? So this is important because I want you guys to be able to time your moves. Like I said, I gave you guys the analogy of hunting deer. It makes no sense for me to teach you how to hunt deer in the middle of the summer. Them niggas is not outside. They are hibernating or wherever they go. You know what I'm saying? So now if I take you deer hunting or turkey hunting in the fall and the winter, now we cooking. You know what I'm saying? Now we bringing food home. So I'm trying to show y'all how to pair all of these things together. So this is why I'm breaking it down piece by piece, because I want you to see how each piece is just another section of the puzzle. We're just bringing it all together, okay? So now let's bring it all together just from the jump, because I want y'all to see something. So liquidity taken out right here. It's not pulling up because I'm on the 1 minute and it's too much time on the chart. But liquidity gets taken out, so I need to expect a reversal, okay? When price starts consolidating, I understand an expansion is going to occur next. And because we took out a recent sell side liquidity, my gun to my head, if I had to pick, I'm going bullish because we just took out sell side, okay? Now we need confirmation. The most recent short-term high, right? This is going to be our market shift. This gives us confirmation that price is most likely, not 100%, it is most likely going to go bullish. So it's giving us confirmation that our trade idea is correct. But now that I understand our trade idea is correct, I need a target. We're not hip firing, we're aiming, right? Headshots only. So I see an enemy right here, little buy side liquidity, target, boom, right? But now we're getting even dicier. I understand I'm sitting in a discount. So for price to want to alleviate itself, it wants to be in a premium. So I understand if price were to push past this point, where is the next point it is most likely going to go? So now we're going to find a PD array in a premium where price is going to want to alleviate itself. I'm just keep repeating myself. Y'all understand this stuff, right? So this fair value gap that we had listed on the 5 minute, this could have been your second TP. And again, notice how price began to stall in this fair value gap. Again, this is not by chance. Everything is algorithmic. Everything is set. It's predetermined. I'm just showing you guys how to read this algorithm. So now it's like, okay, boom. Let's just say for whatever reason, I missed all of this, right? Well, when price is consolidating, I understand it is most likely, when price is consolidating, I understand it's going to be bullish, right? So boom, I said that wrong. I'm jumping ahead.
Expansion, yeah.
Yeah, I misspoke. when price is consolidating, I understand price is going to expand out of that consolidation. Boom, this happened right here. And the cool part is, look at the time, right? Between 9:50 and 10:10. So you could have even got your second move right here. Now, let's just say you would have missed this move right here. Price came right back into this fair value gap and it's continued right back up into the external range liquidity. So I'm showing you guys different ways on how to pair all of these methods together to be profitable. Okay. So I know that was a lot. What questions do you guys have? I want to make sure we take our time going through this stuff because I'm not leaving anybody behind. I want everybody who is willing to listen to me to understand what's going on so that you guys can be successful. So let's go back to that thing.
When you told us to write down the definition, you were kind of talking kind of fast. So like, could you finish it or like repeat it again?
What definition? I thought this was the only down.
All I found from what you said was anytime you want to validate.
Yeah, that's the one you cut off. It's for the market shit. I just put anytime you and I stop.
Okay, here, let me write it down for you.
But I was gonna ask you too. I was like, were you basically just saying anytime it crosses that market shift, then it's a confirmation? Is that basically what it is?
Yeah, I'm about to write down the definition so you guys can refer to it later. So a market shift, right? It is confirmation of a reversal. Now, what are signs for us to identify a correct market shift? Two things have to happen first, right? Number one. So let's put how to correctly identify a market shift. So number one, liquidity has to get swept. If liquidity does not get swept first, it is not a market shift. Okay? I'm gonna say it again. If liquidity does not get swept, it is not a market shift. So liquidity must be swept first. This is number one. Has to be swept. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Has to be swept. No sweep, no market shift. It's that simple. Number two. Most recent short term, okay, high or low gets violated. So let's go back to this, right? So this price leg right here, this is the one that it took it down. After price started coming back up, this would, if you were to go left from the lowest point of this sweep, this is the most recent high, okay? So once price goes above this high, it gives me a stronger indicator that price is going to want to reverse. So if we just came from sell side, I understand it's going to want to go buy side. But in order for me to confirm it, I need to see a previous high or a previous low. Let me back it up. I need to see the most recent short-term high or short-term low get violated. So this is a bullish reversal example. So I'm going to pull up a sell side example for you guys to understand what I'm talking about, okay? So now that we have these, what other questions do you guys have before I go forward and do another example?
I would say, let me just you see where the fair value gap is
in purple.
Well, on the right side now, like, you know how you said if you pop your trade after you see the market shift and you were to go up, and then you would like have a sell or take profit in that area if you choose the fair value gap.
Where my mouse is right now?
Yeah, you see how like you were like if you forgot to go into the trade or you missed this trade.
Yeah.
Like the only so would you know how you said it consolidates and then it expands, and then you're just already assuming based off our knowledge is going up, but are you like saying like that's the only thing you would do? Because like you're not really putting no more indications other than like you're saying with this knowledge that we had before this, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like what if you were
I ain't gonna lie,
you just open the chart up. Like imagine you just open the chart up and it was already there. And like the only like real confirmation like for your trade idea would just be consolidate and expansion. Like there's nothing else that you would like analyze before popping a trade.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You kind of lost me in your question. Like, what's your question?
Okay. So like you know how you said if you wanted to pop a trade in because you got in late, like the only thing that you kind of said was that consolidate and expansion.
Oh,
There's
I see
no
what you're
real
talking
like
about.
other indicators.
What would give me confirmation that price is gonna want to keep going
Yeah.
up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's get into that. Let me show you this real quick. This is a little advanced, but I'm gonna do it because I feel like you guys can actually understand this right now. So let me pull it back up. How I do that? Here. Pull me back. There we go. So now we're on the 1 minute. Okay, this is the exact same price action. We're just on the 1 minute. So whenever you have a fair value gap, right? You have the equilibrium, or what ICT calls the consequent encroachment. That's fancy for halfway or half court or midline, whatever you want to call it. So let me pull this up. Let me label that for you. Text. So I'm just gonna put CE, and that's gonna stand for our consequent encroachment, right? Again, it's fancy for middle line, half court. That's all that means. So this dotted line just represents the equilibrium of this entire fair value gap, which is in purple. This entire shaded area, it's just that fair value gap on the 5 minute extended. So when price is consolidating and it shoots through it, once price closes above your fair value gap, this fair value gap now becomes an inversion fair value gap, right? So whenever you invert something, you flip it, which means if I'm going up and I invert it, now I'm going down, right? So for example, let's talk about video game controls, right? If I'm playing on a video game, you ever mess with your look settings? Like I know on Call of Duty, you can do like inversion looking for like the right analog stick, which means if I go up, my character gonna start looking down. It's weird, but some niggas like it. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what that means. So whenever price closes above your fair value gap, this is an indication that this resistance or this ceiling now becomes a floor or support. Okay?
Okay.
So when I understand when price comes back down here, there is a high probability. Again, nothing is 100%. I have to keep stressing that because sometimes I'll tell people stuff like this and they're like, oh, but it didn't work here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but there's reasons why. And you're going to grow. It won't be today, but you're going to start growing into understanding why. When price comes back down and interacts again with this fair value gap, I understand this is the safest place to buy in this scenario because price had already validated this previous fair value gap into now an inversion or an inverted fair value gap. So what that means is price is going to act like a trampoline. So notice price tapped this thing once, twice, and nearly a third time before continuing in this given direction. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So when price closes, this is super important. What I mean by close, when price is done forming, the bar lays outside of the boundaries of this fair value gap, right? So let me see. This bar right here did not close outside of this fair value gap, right? So price could have very well came right back down. But notice this price leg, and you also got to keep in mind, like we're pairing everything together, okay? What time is it? What is the time frame that we're in?
Yeah, that macro timing.
All right. So now I see price had this aggressive push up and it closed outside of the range. I'm putting everything together, right? So it's like catching your girl cheating. It's like, damn, I'm putting all the signs together. Bro, she is always sneaking out the same time of night. Damn, she was acting funny right before she left. Damn, she did leave with the condoms in her bag. That's confirmation. She's getting clapped, my nigga. Damn. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, bro. Like, price is consolidating. We're in that given time range, and now it popped above. Or I'm sorry, it closed. It closed above our fair value gap. So now when price is coming back down, I understand. Oh, I know your game, shorty. So instead of letting her back in the crib, like, nah, go be with that nigga you was chasing. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Now she leaves. It's the same thing. So when price comes right back into that fair value gap, we know this is a safe place to buy again, right? Now this is where patience and discipline comes into play. Now if you start chasing price, no baby, don't leave. Now she over here trying to, you know what I'm saying, come back. Or why that nigga chasing me, I'm gonna go back and steal his clothes and run off with my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like nah, you know what I'm saying? Leave it back. Remember how I talked about the other day? We let the huzz come to us. We don't chase the huzz. You know what I'm saying? So when price be going up and coming back down, this is where we get in. You know what I'm saying? This is what we call
Okay, yeah.
a patience and discipline trader. So this is going to give you confirmation that price would have continued in this given direction. So even if you would have missed all this, it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Could have cut this right here. Could have cut that right there, man. But again, we're going to pair it with time. So I'm not really I do not recommend to trade between 11:30 and 1 o'clock. That is the lunch time. So basically price typically consolidates pretty heavy in that time range. And I want you guys to see the difference. So this is the morning session. And then, So this is the morning session, this run up. Look how aggressive and how direct this price movement was, okay? And then notice how around 11 o'clock, price just kept consolidating. And then it started consolidating its way up. So, yes, you would have hit your target, but it was more lethargic on its way up to its TP. So that's why I said this price run right here, this is when you take a partial or you leave a runner on and you go about your day. So let's just say best case scenario, right? Market shift, price goes back down into this fair value gap, you would have popped, right? I'm teaching you guys an entry. This is what ICT calls his silver bullet entry. So I'll explain it more in depth later, but I'm just giving you guys a scenario. So let's just say I would have had my buy entry right here. TP1 could have been right here, or you could have took a partial right here. TP2 or your second partial could have been right here in this purple box. Now, if you would have had this confirmation right here, this is at the point where you just let price do its thing. So me personally, I would set my stop loss right underneath this low. If you want to get super intricate, you don't want to see price interact within the bottom half of this fair value gap because it already validated it as support. So I do not want to see it come back underneath here. But for me, I understand price can sometimes color outside the lines, which is okay. So in order to give myself the best chance of still catching that move that I'm projecting to still happen, I just put it under the most recent low. Because I understand if price comes back below here, to me, that's a market shift. Why? We took out liquidity. We're now in a premium of this range. So if price were to reverse, I understand price can fall back down and clean up all this buying that just happened. But like I said, you can just keep a runner on or keep a small little entry in running, so that we understand that this would have been my long-term TP. And then after this, I would have called it a day. Like, you don't really need to catch anything else after that. You just being greedy at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because I'm going to be real, man. Once you start trading certain accounts, you honestly don't need this entire price run. Like, once you get 15, 20 points, you good, bro. Like, let's measure the move, okay? Let's start measuring the money. Let's start pocket watching, as Agent was calling it the other day. So let's just say we would have got in like a little bit late, like right here, right? This right here would have been 50 points. That right there is already paying your bills. You know what I'm saying? So let's just put it in perspective, right? Let's just say you do the smallest account. We'll just say you're not even doing a funded account. 50 points off of 0.01, that's $50. That's gas money. You know what I'm saying? Now we doing like a 0.02, that's $100. That right there, you know what I'm saying? You might get a little snack for your gas tank. I might pay my light bill, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Might pay off the internet. So now I got free internet and free gas for the week. That shit sound good to me. You know what I'm saying? But now let's start scaling it up even more. We pop a mini. A mini is like a 0.10, right? So every point is worth $10. That 50 points, you just made $500, bro. That's somebody's entire work week. That's a whole part-time job right there. And what? How long was this? In 9 minutes. In 9 minutes, you would have made somebody's entire work week. Put that into perspective, my nigga. Like, really lock in with me. Like, understand the significance of what I just said. You just made somebody's entire work week in 10 minutes, bro. In 10 minutes. Like, are y'all... I don't know. It is different when it happens in real life, bro. Cause you like, damn, I used to clock in for this shit, bro. Now it's on my phone. Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? And now let's talk about the big boys, right? Let's say you pop a standard, bro. That's 5 bands. That's somebody's entire month in 10 minutes, bro. What do I look like having to force all of this, risking my account? There's no need. I'm being greedy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? At that point, if you lose money, you didn't deserve it because you wasn't grateful to begin with. But you gotta learn how to. No, I'm being for real. Like, you gotta learn how to be grateful for like what God has allowed you to profit right then and there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, now let's put it in perspective, right? Let's just say we held all the way up to TP2. So we'll go same point, right? Got a little late, price going up. And the thing is, I don't even go for all of this. I go for when price first interacts with the FVG, right? Go for low hanging fruit. I'm trying to get there. That's 118 points, bro. Let's do the same conversion rate, okay? You do the smallest lot possible. That's $118. You know what I'm saying? We go a point two.
Yeah.
Now that's what, almost $250. That's pretty smooth, bro. You can do a lot with $250, man. You know, I get some groceries with $250. You feel me? Or let's say you pop a whole standard, bro. Come on, gang. That's $1,100, bro. That's $1,100 you just profited. Now I want you guys to see why you don't have to be catching all this and forcing yourselves, right? So now when you start trading funded accounts, this same price run is gonna be worth like a few bands. I ain't gonna cap. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to show you guys simple ways how to stay profitable. Like, there's literally no need to be trying to catch all of this. Like, why, bro? Why? You just made. I ain't gonna, nigga. If you make $1,000 in a day, you not grateful, bro. You don't need to be trading. I'm just saying that. Like, I ain't gonna cap. I ain't even gonna cap. Like, nigga, a whole rack, bro. Come on now. Even if you just do $1,000 every trading day, bro, that's 20 bands in a month, theoretically. You know what I'm saying?
If I catch this trend on a standard, nigga, I'm turning off the computer and I'm taking a walk.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that's already about 240 for the whole year if you stay consistent off that trajectory. So I want you guys to kind of see. That's why I said it's super important that you guys watch that end series first when he talks about the mentality of how to approach trading. Like, just because you make $1,000 off this move, like, I get it. Like, it's gonna be super addicting because you just made a band in 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be like, oh, I can make more. Oh, I can make more. Trust me, bro. I have blown probably over like $20,000 doing this dumb shit right here. I'm talking price goes up. Oh, I'm up. Posting your screenshot. You feel good. Nah, let me double that shit, being stupid. Now all of a sudden you call it wrong, and now everything you just made, you go right back to zero. And now you at break even. Exactly. I don't want that for my guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to make money and actually withdraw it, see it hit your account, and then start changing parts of your life. That's what I want to happen for you guys. So discipline and patience is what's really gonna keep you in this game. I can give you guys the most perfect setup every single day, and you still not make no money because you don't know how to keep it. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, like, there's a book I want you guys to read. It's probably free online somewhere. It's called The Psychology of Money. That book right there, like, I remember I gave it to Nate. Maybe I can get it back from him and I can lend it to one of y'all. It's going to change your perspective on money because I need you guys to recognize, like, money is not the objective. Now, the rewards that come with having money, that's the objective, okay? So, extra time, having options, that's very big. Imagine one day having the option to go to work. Like, if I don't go to work, it does not change my lifestyle because I have a consistent and disciplined model I can follow in order to keep my lifestyle where it's at. I would love that for you guys. Like, that would make me so happy. You know what I'm saying? The fact my dogs, they're not forced to a clock, bro. Like, that right there, now you got more options. Hey, Abel might hit you up like, let's go to Japan just cause. And people have the resources to go do that.
I will definitely say that.
That's what I'm saying. And at that point, we don't have the excuse. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to, oh, I don't gotta save money. Like, it's right there. You just made your Japan trip right there. You know what I'm saying? So now let's go even further. Let me really start showing you how people are making money, right? Let's say you get to a point, we get the same entry, but we hold it all the way up to the end, right? So in a span of about 3.5 hours, you would have caught over 200 points. Y'all can do the math. You see what I'm saying? And keep in mind, I'm giving y'all baseline conversion rates. This is how Tay Pips is making $4 million a day. We're catching the exact same move. He just has way more money behind the trade. That's literally it. The difference between you and the person who you probably idolize is literally just capital. You can catch the exact same move, but the paycheck cuts different because you got more money behind your name or behind that trade, behind that position. Like, bro, you saw Tay Pips lot sizes, bro. That's how he making this $4 million right here. You know what I'm saying? This how people are making 20 bands in a day. That's how people are making 10 racks in a day. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to show you guys. And I'm gonna be so real. All you need is one win. And what I mean by that one win will set you up. And if you play your cards right, you can really be in a position where you can, when you can pace yourself. Stop trying to sprint through every finish line. That's how you blow your account. I'm trying to tell you guys, I have done it multiple times. I have done it so many times. I have wasted so much money trying to get rich quick. This is not that. This is a way that if you scale it properly, you can at one point replace your 9-to-5, and now at one point you can start scaling your lifestyle. But again, it has to be done correctly. Like at the end of the day, if you do not have patience and you do not have discipline, you will not be successful in doing this. And I'm trying to tell you because I have firsthand done it myself. I'm trying to tell you guys every single way I have folded, every single way I have shot myself in the foot, every single way I have lost money so that you guys do not have to go through that learning curve. If I can take that out for you guys and just give you guys all the tools that you need to be successful off rip, and you guys take it and run with it, you guys will be better than me. And that would be so dope, bro. Like, I wish y'all could I wish y'all could really feel like my passion behind this stuff, bro. Because once you guys see it happen for your, like, in your own life, it's so hard to not want this for somebody else, bro. Like, I feel like this is low-key how people feel when they meet Jesus, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the way Jesus impacts your life, and you're like, there's just no way I can't not share this, bro. Like, there's just so much about this that other people need to experience too. And you gonna sound crazy as hell trying to tell people about this, bro. Like, dude, I just made, like, bro, that week, bro, I told my mom, I was like, bro, I made 20K in a week. She said, cap. Bro, I showed her the receipts. She was like, oh, Elias went there. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like it's just cool. Like, it's cool to be able to show people what they thought could not be real. And the fact that this is legal makes it even way better, bro. Like, imagine showing this to niggas in the hood. You don't even gotta be on the corner no more, bro. Let me just show you how to read a chart. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta look over your shoulder no more. Your mom don't gotta cry because she scared of how you providing for the house. You're not risking your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like this can really impact so much. Let's even go to what we like to do. We like to make content. We're now able to fund our content. You know what I'm saying? We're not in a position where we have to wait for a check to hit, or I gotta wait for this reel to blow up, or I gotta hit a certain amount of watch hours to make money. Why? It's right here in front of me. It's right here in front of me. I just gotta learn how to read it. If I learn how to read and get consistent with my actions, bro, now I'm in a position where I can, like, give myself options. And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, that right there alone, bro, that was enough to motivate me. Because I remember what it's like being in college and being broke. Like, I hate having to ask my mom for money, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a skill, like, I can use this. Like, that's super impactful for me, bro. Like, my mom has done so much for me. Why would I want to keep dipping in her pockets? You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I want to be in a position where I can actually give back to her. This is a way for me to do it. And the best part about it, I didn't have to wait to get my PhD to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I was really set on being a neurologist, bro. I'm not going to cap. Like, I was really serious about it. And then if I never met Tay Pips, I'd probably still be in school right now. I ain't even going to lie to you. Because I was really locked in on that. But this is like, bro, if you can cut out the middleman and you can still do this now, bro, oh my goodness. Damn, bro. It's just so dope once it hits in your personal life, bro. Okay, you gonna feel it different. Like, it's one thing to hear it, but it's another thing to, like, watch it happen, bro. Like, I literally watched my life change in 6 days, bro. Like, it took 6 days, bro. Like, this. And what I mean by that, obviously there was a lot more work that I put in beforehand, but I'm talking about when it came to application, bro, that 250 to 20 racks, bro, I'm telling you, that's going to change your mentality on so much. That's going to change your mentality on so much, bro. I don't even think, like, there's no other way for me to say it. Y'all just got to experience it. And it's even better when you get other people around you on that same wave, man. Like, trading don't even got to be your whole career. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people, use this as, like, a vehicle to get to where you want to be. If you want to open up, like, for example, I know Carter just got in here, right? Like, or, no, my fault. I know Jordan just got in here. Yeah, so it's like, he can use this to fund his clothing business, bro. You know what I'm saying? Abel, you can use this to fund, like, your YouTube ideas or content ideas. Benny, you can use this to, like, I don't know, get some better Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Studio time.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, this can really open up the floor for so much. And I would love for you guys to be able to experience that. Because I think once you guys have that personal experience, you're going to be at a point where it's like, it's going to be hard to not want to get better at this. That's why I tell people, like, it's impossible to make money doing this and be like, I want to stop. Like, what? The only time you see people stop is when they don't make money. But everybody is interested on how to do this. That's why I want to do this for free. Like, God forbid something happens to me, knock on wood. Like, I'm glad this stuff is now on the internet. So it's like people can go back and, like, you know what I'm saying, see what's up. But I'm trying to
So would you say,
if you play your cards
like, these
right,
strategies,
or
is this, so how much more would we have to learn? Besides, like, the small things, like how you just did the fair value gap and, like, you know, like those little small, like, key things you got to pay attention to. Like, would you just, because I know you said that whenever you really, like, I guess, like, the 20K back then at ECU, whenever, like, you did that, you said you was, like, spamming the reversal, basically. So, like, is this, like, the main, like, kind of target you trying to get at? Just, like huge liquidity, just a whole bunch of reversals?
yeah, so I'll be real. You do not need to know every single thing about day trading to be profitable. You really just need one solid trade model, and you know how to make that your bread and butter. For me, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd, bro. Like, I just like learning. Like, it's fun for me. Like, I need stuff to do. If my brain is not stimulated, I get bored. I get depressed. Like, my brain has to be challenged. So, like, I like finding new ways to, like, do what I already can do. So, like, for example, ICT is always dropping new sauce. Like, I want to learn that because now that's just more weapons for myself. And I'm going to tell you why. There's going to be a day where it's going to be harder for you to find your trade model. Like, not every day is going to be easy. You're going to take L's. This is inevitable. You can't get around it. And somebody tells you they don't take losses in day trading, they're just lying to you. That's just being straight up. So, because like I said, your model will fail you. But the cool thing is, if you learn different models, now I have different weapons to use. I'm not going out there with just an AR. Now I got an RPG. Now I got a Uzi. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a little Swiss cheese knife. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Give yourself range. Well, that's just how I look at it. So, yes, you can. Like, to answer your question in short, yes, you can be profitable off of what I just showed you. But if you want to have long-term, I would suggest being open to other forms because you're giving yourself better opportunities to remain successful. Let's put it like that. Did I answer your question?
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right. So one thing we're about to do, I'm just going to give you guys a sell side example a sell side example of all this. And then we can wrap it up for today. Okay, let's see what we got here. I want that liquidity sweep first. Where is it at? Oh, she getting dicey right here. Oh, here's a good example, actually. So let me clear all this. So this is a good example of, like, when things fail. This is why you don't want to 100% bank on anything. Where's it at? Okay. This right here, right? So you see how price reversed, right? But it did not take out this external range liquidity. So if we're going to draw this out right here. Price didn't go above it. See what I'm saying? This is why you want to take your money while you can. So, like, imagine somebody would have popped a buy right here. And they're like, oh, I'm going to hold it all the way up to here because I see equal highs. Theoretically, yes, you can do that. Do I recommend it all the time? No. Because it's literally, for examples, exactly like this. I've got burnt like this all the time. I'm talking about, I'm trading no SL thinking I know what's up. My trade going in my direction. I close my phone. I come back thinking I'm going to see green. Now my joint red. I'm like, bro, what happened? Price is going to fail sometimes. Now, there's other factors why. There's things like SMT divergence and stuff like that. I can teach y'all later. But I'm showing you why it's better to go for low-hanging fruit. because when you're able to do that, you're giving yourself less factors to have to consider. So let me mark this up. No, I just did a sell, so I need to go from. I just went from selling to buying, so I need to go from buying to selling. Yeah, I took out the low and it went up, so I need to take out a high and go down. Okay, so we can use this example right here. This is good enough. All right, bet. So we're on a 5 minute right now, okay? Oh, and I want to tell y'all this. Just because y'all day trade, or if you tell people to day trade, there's this perception going on that it's like, oh, you got to be rich. No, you don't, bro. You just need to not have to work. Or not even that. If you could just pay off a bill or two, off of day trading, bro, like, you're doing better than 90% of people in America. Like, I'll look at that nigga in the face and be like, bro, I paid my rent off my phone. You had to clock in. You know what I'm saying? Like, because some people, they be like, oh, you day trade, but you're not in a Ferrari. I'm like, oh, I made money for my phone without having to clock in. That's such a bad thing. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I be trying to tell people, you honestly shouldn't even be telling people that you day trade. That was my mistake. Because the outside pressure that comes from that, like, I mean, I feel like I can handle it, but still, it's just, like, it's annoying, bro. Be like, people be like, oh, where's your Lambo? Where's this? Where's that? I'm like, bro, I'm, like, profitable versus rich is two different things, bro. Like, I'm glad I know how to hit TP. That's all that matter. You hitting SL. So, I don't even know if we should be talking right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. You don't got to worry about that with me and Benny. I ain't gonna lie. We were just talking about it. If we get right with this, nigga, our lips are locked. We gatekeep it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna cap, bro. Like, but yeah,
He said we gatekeep it.
Yeah,
on the live.
Let me show y'all this real quick. So I'm gonna show you something in mind, right? How price reacts. So we have this price range right here. I just want you to keep this in mind, okay? Price came over here, buy side liquidity, right? Now, just because I took it out, that doesn't mean you just pop automatically, okay? You want to wait for a market shift, okay? Now, how did I tell you guys to identify a market shift? I wrote it on the screen, so you guys should have wrote it down.
Liquidity got to be swept, and then the most recent short-term high or low has to be violated.
Exactly. So in this case, liquidity got taken out right here. So now my eyes need to go directly left. Where's the most recent low before price continued up? Right here. You know what I'm saying? You can argue this right here. This would have been cool, but for me, I like getting in as accurate as I can, so I'm gonna go with this right here. So let's draw that out. You know what I'm saying? We got this low right here. Draw it out. This right here. And again, I want you to pay attention to how price reacts at these levels. This is super important because when your eyes are able to put two and two together, you're gonna be able to identify it with more confidence. Okay. So look, price came, like, look how aggressive price came out of here before it started retracing back for an entry for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's little things like that, like stuff like that. It's gonna put you guys in position. So now that we have this market shift, I understand there is a higher probability for price to continue in the direction of my trade idea, which is south. Okay. Now let's look at how price reacted. Scrunch it a little bit. So notice how price did not take out this low first before going back up to retest this this buy side and then continuing back down. This is super important. So this is why I say go for low hanging fruit. Now I'm going to show you how you would have been able to get your money and not even have to worry about this price action right here. Okay. So I told you, now that I have the idea of where price is going to go, I need to have a target. If I'm trading with no target, you're gambling. Straight up, that's just what it is. You need to have a target for what you're hitting or what you're aiming for, okay? So, if I'm in a premium, what do I need to target? What is the opposite of a premium?
Discount.
Exactly, right? So now I have to find a PD array in a discount area that price is most likely, not 100%, most likely going to interact with, okay? So anything below 50% is what?
Discount.
Discount.
Okay. Oh, let's go back. So now let's see what we got. Larry. Let's cook up. So I said, what are the two things that price aims for? There's only two things.
Liquidity and imbalance.
Exactly, right? So those are the only two things I need to be looking for in this price leg up, okay? So obviously from this leg up all the way to the high in the discount, there's no lows. So okay, well I gotta ask myself, is there imbalance? Yes, there is. So let's go look at it, right? So we got a fair value gap right here. We just gonna mark up all of them. Oh wait, you know what? I can just extend it to the right. That'll be easier. So extend right. Hey, my fault for cussing too, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to stop. Like, I used to never cuss, and now I've been cussing more recently, and I'm just thinking, like, I want to clean up my language. Like, there's
I'm not gonna lie, I did notice that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta
You
chill.
cussed like the first time. I was like, yo, this nigga cuss it?
Yeah, I know, right? It don't even sound right. I think I got too used to it, bro. I got.
You said like fuck. I was like, oh shit.
You can say, what the freak?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can only say the N word. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. I get the pass because I'm black. But all right, bet. So you know,
You
price.
have black.
Hey man, don't do that, bro. Don't do that, man. Don't do me like that, bro. We
You
come
have
from the
bad.
same cloth, my nigga. All right, hold on.
You chocolate, bro.
Yo, chill, gangy. All right, bet. So I want y'all to peep something, okay? Let me scrunch price a little bit. So you remember how I said we want to aim for things in the discount, okay? If we're coming from a premium, price is most likely going to return to a discount before doing whatever it's going to do next. So notice this, okay? Price came down. Notice how even though it's consolidating right here, we can understand that price is going to want to dip into this area because we're in the discount. Now we're looking at PD arrays, okay? We're on a 5 minute right now. So we got this, what we call, this would have been considered like an inversion for value gap. Because you remember what I told you why? Oh, wait, no, I'm lying. That's wrong. Right here. Oh, I'm lying. I did not want to tell you that. Right here. This right here would have been considered the inversion for value gap. And I'm going to tell you why. So if we're coming up into this price action right here, if price were to sell off, it would have hit here and it came up, but it didn't. Notice how it came here, now it went up. So when price starts coming back down into here, we understand once price crosses past this fair value gap, this now becomes the ceiling or support. Now this is why, like I'm gonna show you this again. This is why you want to have discipline in your trading, okay? And this is why you want to be patient in your trading as well. Notice how price closed below here, but even though it came back down, it came back up, okay? This right here, depending on what you were targeting, it would have been an L, or it would have been a loss. Like I said, it's just the reality of day trading. It comes with the game. It's just like playing a sport. Just because I'm in the NBA doesn't mean I'm going to win all 82 games. You will have some days when you lose, bro, and it's okay. But if you have proper risk management and you use discipline in your trading, you're going to be profitable because you're going to have more wins than you do losses, and that is super important. So we can go over we'll go over risk management another day, but I'm giving you guys examples of why just because I'm showing y'all the sauce, that don't mean bet the house on it, okay? So now that we see stuff like this, I want you to see overall price still hit its objective, but it came back and it liquidated the short-term high first before coming back down. But I'm showing you, even if you would have got in over here, I want you to see what price was aiming for, right? And honestly, there's another fair value gap right here too. There's a small fair value gap right here. Notice how price hit it and reversed. Like, I'm trying to show y'all the sauce, bro. This is how you keep the money in your pocket. You go for low-hanging fruit. You can build an account faster by going for low-hanging fruit versus swinging for the fences. You don't need a home run every time. You just need to be able to get to the bases, bro. If you can get to the bases, you Gucci. I know you guys heard this analogy all the time. Do you know what percentage you need to bet? You need to bat in order to get into the Hall of Fame for baseball.
I don't watch baseball.
It's like I think it's like
20%.
30. It's like 30%. If you bat like 30% or something. Actually, let's look it up. I think this would be good. Let's look it up. What batting percentage? I can't type. Percentage in MLB for Hall of Fame.
You just go straight to the Hall of Fame if you have a percentage.
Bruh, yeah. About 30%, bro.
The average.
30%. That's all you need, bro, to be in the Hall of Fame. So let's translate that to this. If you use proper risk management, and let's just say you're like right 40% of the time, you're gonna be profitable because your wins are gonna outweigh your losses. So out of 10 trades, let's say you lose 6 of them, but you win 4 of them. The amount of money that you would have made in them 6 trades would have covered the amount that you lost in the other 6. I need you guys to keep that in mind. So that's why, like, just because your strategy might fail you 1 or 2 times, bro, that does not mean you need to abandon and start doing other stuff. Like, it's just part of life, bro. Nothing in life is perfect. The only thing in life that's perfect was Jesus, and you know this definitely ain't that. So now that we understand this, right? If you would have had yourself from up here, we know where to target it. So you would have made your bank from right here, right? So even if you would have, excuse me, dang, let me get some water. I'm starting to get cotton on, bro. I'm talking too much. All right, so even if you would have got in a little bit later, so let's pair it with time. When was this? So this is actually from the previous day. So you could have got in, where's 9 o'clock? 9:30, right here. Okay, so notice how 9:30 is going, right? This is also another example to show you guys. Remember how I talked about there's 4 types of market conditions, right? We have expansions, retracements, reversals, and then consolidations. Most of the time, if price continues to consolidate, that means you're in a choppy market. When you're in a choppy market, the best way to trade it is by closing your laptop and going about your day. If you try to trade in a choppy market, your account will get souffled every single time. Okay? That's something you can bet on 100% of the time. Your account will get souffled 100% of the time. So if price just keeps going back and forth and there's no real price action, just don't trade, bro. Because there will be days in the market when they are manually manipulated, and they'll just be taking bread at your account. So when you see stuff like that, just wait till the next day, or wait until the what do you call it?
Change the market, basically.
The evening session, yeah, exactly, Benny. Just wait for the next session, so you can see how price basically consolidated into the next day. Now, there are ways to understand when price is going to do this, and I can talk about that later. But this is going to be when we start using our higher time frames, okay? But we'll talk about that another day. I don't want to say too much. So let's get back to where we were, okay? Again, price was just consolidating, right? The whole morning session, just consolidated. But notice how in the evening, this is when price wanted to stab back into these discount areas. This is pretty important because I need you guys to see, just because price didn't hit in that same day, that doesn't mean that your trade is invalid. Sometimes you just gotta wait a little bit. Again, patience and discipline is what's gonna keep you in this game. So understanding that, you could have targeted this, right? This is the most immediate. This is the most immediate PD array that you can target within this price range. So this is why you could have banked it right here and went about your day. Now eventually, yeah, price came back down, but it's not guaranteed. Price could have kept shooting back up. But I'm showing you guys how to keep money in your pocket with the concept that I've been showing you guys so far. Let's do it like this. Or here's even a better way to do it. Look, this one right here, this would have been even better. You don't even got to get this intricate. Could have said this right here. You see, price would have still smacked it, man. See what I'm saying? Let me take this off.
Yeah.
Price would have still smacked it right here. So, look, you would have got out right before all the BS. So that's what I'm saying, man. Just target low hanging fruit. Make your life easy, bro. Don't be trying to be Superman. So, but yeah, let me make sure I'm going over everything. Okay. So again, we're just gonna review everything. So out of this price leg, right, we find our premium and our discount. We see that price then liquidated buy side liquidity. Let me take that out. Price liquidated buy side liquidity. So we need to anticipate a what?
That's yeah.
Reversal.
Exactly, right?
Oh yeah.
But now we need confirmation. And what do we use to get confirmation?
Our market shit.
And how
Our
do we identify a market shift?
uh the most for here be our most recent low.
Exactly, our most recent short-term low. So going from where price liquidated the previous high, we just start going immediately back to the left. This is our most recent low. Once price took that out, I understand that it gives me a stronger confirmation. Again, not 100%. It's giving you a stronger confirmation that your trade idea is panning out correctly. So now we got to find our target. We don't hip fire, we aim. So how do we do that? We go back to finding our price legs high and low, or our price range, and now we got to find a PD array in the opposite zone. So if we're in a premium, we need to be aiming to sell in a discount, right? So I think we was on like the 5 or 15 minute. I forget where we were.
I think it was the 5.
Yeah, I think it was the 5. But y'all remember there was a. Oh, here we go. Am I tweaking? I swear I did not see this earlier. Okay, but this fair value gap, right? Because price target is what? It's two things. Anybody can answer.
What'd you just ask?
Price is attracted or it targets two things. What is
Oh, our imbalance, and then liquidity.
it? Exactly, right? So because there were no lows in between this second half or this discount in the price range, that's why I started looking for an imbalance. The most immediate imbalance I saw in this discount was this PDRA right here, or this fair value gap. So I understood this right here would have been my best exit coming from a sell. And notice how once price did that, it started acting funky. This is why you don't always try to be Superman targeting for the lowest low. You know what I'm saying? Just go ahead and get your money and slide, dude. It's just like, you know how at certain jobs, you usually need to clock in, clock out, bro. I'm just trying to fly under the radar, make my money, and go home. Just do that. Treat it like this, bro. Be very tactical, be very disciplined, and be very patient. And you will see your account consistently grow. So this is how this is dead ass how your account is gonna look, bro. It's literally gonna be just like this. So when you're first starting off, if you do it the right way, it's gonna be a lot of like back and forth, a lot of like break evens, a lot of profit, and it's like you're gonna be stuck in this area. But then once you start understanding, you start getting those reps in for yourself, you're gonna start taking off. Now, if you start losing the same attributes that got you to that point, if you start taking off the badges that help you get on them buckets, you can go right back down to a 55 overall. You don't want to do that. So just keep maintaining the same practices that got you to where you were. So continue to be patient. Continue to be disciplined. Continue to wait for your setup. Continue to wait for your confirmation. Continue to go for low-hanging fruit. And you will see steadily your account will keep going up and up and up. Now, it's okay if you have an L or two, but notice you're still going up at the end of the day. That's what we want. As long as you're consistently going up, you Gucci, bro. You Gucci. That's how people make a living off of this. They ain't perfect. They just smart. They consistent. Yeah, that's really it though. I'm gonna open up the floor for questions. You know, we got a little bit of time today, so I want to make sure I answer anything that might be brewing right now in y'all heads.
Ooh.
Nothing. Nah, for real though.
I think I'm good for today.
All right, what about you, Benny?
Honestly, yeah, pretty good. I was gonna say more I guess a good homework tip would be like getting an example with everything that we basically just did today with the market ship, finding like an imbalance or like a target point, and then but we can find our ranges basically right, this is like the premium, this is the discount, and then like external. We can like do everything, like have like the even though like we may not even need like the internal highs or the internal lows, we can just mark those just to show that we like know it. like a kind of like a whole 360, like a whole like small like setup, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like finding like a full setup like that's explained, and then you can see what you see in us, and if we like didn't catch something or if we
Nah,
need to
facts.
fix something on.
Facts.
Because everything you explained pretty sounds simple. Like it doesn't really. It just like what you
Yeah.
said. More so like reps. Like if we can start getting the reps in, and like, or like I don't know if you want to even start any type of like the demo accounts. We can start doing the demo account and see like later on. But
Yeah, I'm about to say, let's wait to do that. I want you guys to get comfortable just being able to read it. Like, that's the most important thing. If you're able to read it, everything else going to start clicking. That's when I start wanting y'all to get practice with popping. But I would say just live tape read. What that means is you don't trade. You just open up your chart and just annotate what you think is going to happen. And then I want you to just study how price reacts at the levels that you annotate. That right there is going to give you the confidence to start popping. Because sometimes when you start going immediately, clicking buttons, you're more worried about the number fluctuation. Like you start seeing those numbers jump up and down, that's when people's hearts start beating. I don't want y'all to have that. So I want y'all to be like robotic doing this. Because at that point, that's when
Okay.
you get deadly. Like I'm trying to get you guys, because let's be honest, money can be emotional for people, right? We understand what it can do and what happens when you don't have it. So people get scared a lot of times, like, oh, well, if I put this money in and I lose it, then what? I don't want you guys to feel like that. I want you guys to get so numb to price action. If something goes wrong, you're able to be like, oh, okay, I understood why. Next game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to be like Kobe when he shoots. Like, if he misses, he's not like, oh, no, I missed this shot. Coach gonna pull me off the court. Like, nah, he like, man, it's all right. Give me that ball again, bro. I know I'm gonna make the next one. I want y'all to be like that. Same mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, attack it with the same type of confidence, same type of energy. Because when you do that, your confidence isn't gonna waver. And then when you start seeing, like, if price action ever gets too hard to read, just don't trade, bro. That's literally it. Like, I'm trying to tell people, you want to make trading so easy for you, especially when this becomes like a full-time thing. Like, I want you to be able to reduce the amount of stress that you're in. And the way that you do that is by not overloading yourself. So when you see a chart, if it's hard for you to make out, oh, is this the low? Is this the high? I can't tell what it's doing, bro. Just tape read that day. So just watch the way price unfolds, and then when you go back, you'll be able to see, oh, so this is what really was happening. You know what I'm saying? But going too early pressing buttons, man, it's gonna ruin your development. I don't want that for y'all. That was my mistake. That's how them IML niggas got me cooked, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Cause they started off, oh, you got some money? Yeah, go ahead and throw some in the account. Hey, I didn't even know what TP was. Now I'm over here losing money. And I'm over here trusting that. When I seen that, I said, oh, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Y'all ain't even try to, like, point me in the right direction. Y'all just threw me in the water. So that's why I'm like, I want to give y'all what I didn't have. And nobody told me about the correct way of approaching how to day trade. So I'm trying to give y'all that so y'all don't have the same pitfalls I did. Or at least I get to minimize it. I know some people can be hard-headed. But so for the homework, I want 2 examples, one bullish, one bearish. I want to be able to see a market shift, right? So at this point, you guys know the setup. And then for extra credit, I want you guys to annotate the premium and discount. I'll do premium/discount. And how price targeted a PD array in the opposite zone. So what I mean by that is when you have your high and your low annotated, I want you to show me how after the reversal took place, I want you to take note of where it went to before. I should say, I want you to take note of where price reversed into. Okay, so like last time, well, I deleted it. Oh, maybe I can. Nah, it won't let me. Last time when I drew that thing, I showed you how price went from selling down into a fair value gap that was in a discount. I want you guys to highlight stuff like that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you guys to be able to show me Okay, bet. When price reversed, this is what it went to go target, but in the opposite zone, because that's gonna help you determine your TPs. Make sense?
Yes.
I think yeah, it's the one you show with the those like imbalances from like the past example.
Yeah, that's it. So once you draw your fib,
Okay.
you're gonna have your premium and your discount. Just show me where price went to after reverse. That's it.
Okay.
Because I'm telling you, once you can start explaining why, you'll be able to understand it's like the back of your hand. That's the biggest thing. It's once you understand what you're looking at and you understand why price is doing what it's doing, that's when you start understanding this. Cause it's like understanding your girl, bro. Like you ever had your girl trip out and you're like, bro, why is she doing this? And then you recognize, oh yeah, you don't eat till 6 a.m. or till 6 p.m. I would be hangry too. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand why you're doing this, so I understand your patterns. So now when she come at me crazy, did you eat first? Okay, eat a Snickers first, and then we talk. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So understand these habits, understand prices patterns. You know what I'm saying? It's characteristics. That's gonna give you more confidence when it goes into tape reading, and that's gonna translate to once you guys start hitting the demo. I'm gonna be real. Don't expect to be hitting to be trading no money until like end of summer, bro. I'm gonna be real with you, cause like I'm gonna drill this stuff in your head so much, like y'all can get bored showing up. That's how I know I did my job right. Like when y'all get bored, hear me go over these concepts, we're like, bro, we know this. I'm like, oh, okay. Now we going somewhere. Okay, now pop an entry. Let's see how you do. That's gonna be the test. Okay. Jordan, I know you got here a little bit late. What questions do you have from like what you heard?
I don't really have any questions. I'm just gonna like lock in on I guess this video and the last one I missed.
All right, bet. Say less. Cause yeah, I'm gonna be real, bro. You can build a whole trade model just off of what I sent y'all already, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So our next one, we'll go over some things a little bit more in detail. I'm gonna go over imbalance, and then from there, we're just gonna do a lot of like practice work. Cause I think at that point, it's just about getting reps in. Okay.
Sounds cool.
Got that.
Bet. Say less, bros. Hey, as always, I appreciate y'all showing up. If y'all in the stream watching on YouTube, I appreciate y'all too. If y'all missed anything and you want to see what's up with like all the previous sessions, they're already pre-recorded. I'm gonna show y'all how to access them. Just go to YouTube, and when you click on my channel, there's gonna be a section that says live. All the previous ones are here. And again, this one right here, I goofed. My mic was off. Okay. But all I really went over was just how to read a chart, which is the X and the Y axis, time and price, as well as how to read an actual candlestick. So the high, the low, the open, the close, stuff like that. If you got any questions, I'm on Instagram, same thing, Prolific Profits, LLC. Just shoot me a DM on there. I can answer it for you or throw it in the chat. And then catch y'all boys on the next one.